Imagine losing tens of thousands of dollars, and not from bad luck, but from simple avoidable mistakes. Well, at FitBucks, we manage $2.7 billion in assets and debt for young professionals. And today, I'm going to share with you the top 5 mistakes that we see young professionals make when it comes to Roth IRAs. By the end of this video, you're going to know what the mistakes are, how to avoid them, and you'll have a clear roadmap to how to make a Roth IRA work harder for you. With that being said, let's jump into it. As I mentioned, there's 5 common mistakes that we see with Roth IRAs that young professionals make all the time. The first 3 mistakes have to do with confusion of how they work. The 4th mistake is a massive missed opportunity that people don't even realize that they're missing. 5th mistake is not understanding what to do in the long run, and it is by far the most important thing that you can do in your finances. The first mistake young professionals make is not contributing to their Roth IRA because they think that they're going to need the money before retirement. And that's a big deal because they think that if they put the money in and then pull it out before 59 and a half, they're going to get penalized. However, that's a big misconception when it comes to Roth IRAs. In fact, you can take out what you put in at any time you like without penalty. The only part you're penalized on is the earnings in the account. Just this morning, I talked to a FitBucks member named John, and this is January of 2025. Therefore, he could contribute $7,000 to his Roth IRA for 2024 and $7,000 this year. But he wasn't going to because he said that he might need that $14,000 2 years down the road. Now, the key word there is might. He could put the contribution into the Roth IRA, and then if he needs it, take the $14,000 out. Now, let's just say when he goes to do that, the account's worth $15,000. You would only take out the $14,000 and leave the $1,000 there. Now, in the opposite situation, where he doesn't need the money, he can invest it and just let it keep growing until he hits retirement or until he needs the funds at a later date. So making that contribution puts him in a win-win situation. Whereas had he not put the contribution in and 2 years goes by and he doesn't need the money, he can't go back for past years and make up those contributions anymore. And that leads to mistake number 2. A lot of people contribute to a Roth IRA and leave it in a simple cash account, earning very minimal interest. Most of the time, it's like 0.25%. This means they're missing out on potential growth of investments. And this alone can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, most of the time, this happens because either A, somebody doesn't know any better, or B, they know they should put the contribution in, but they don't feel confident enough to put it into investments. And that's actually one of the biggest reasons why we opened up an investment advisory portion of FitBucks. It's because we had so many members coming to us saying, we don't know how to invest this. Will you do this for us? Long story short, whether you're managing the investments yourself or hiring a company like FitBucks to do it for you, the key is to make sure the contributions are invested. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, in the pinned comments, there's a link to an investment guide that you can download and help you improve your knowledge on what to do with your investments. Now, the third mistake is not making a contribution because you think you don't qualify. Now, with young professionals, we see this in 2 different situations. The first one is really common nowadays. It's with married couples. And it's when they're on student loans and they're on an income-driven repayment plan and they're filing separately for taxes. And they're right. You can't contribute directly to an IRA. But that doesn't mean you're out of options. You can actually do what's called a backdoor Roth IRA with a Roth conversion. And what this means is that you make an after-tax contribution to a traditional IRA, and then you can convert it to a Roth IRA afterwards. Now, the other time we see this mistake is when people think they can't contribute because they make too much in income. And again, it's partially true. You can't make a contribution to a Roth IRA if your income's over a certain situation. However, just like the previous situation where the couple's on an income-driven repayment plan and filing separately, you can go into doing a backdoor Roth IRA and contribute to the traditional IRA and then convert it to a Roth IRA after that. Hey guys, real quick, if you're still watching this video, it's because you're getting value from it. We enjoy making these videos, and when you subscribe to the channel, it helps us grow, which allows us to keep making more and more videos. So if you get a chance, please hit the subscribe button. With that being said, let's jump back into the video. Now, mistake number 4 is a lost opportunity. And what I mean by this is a lot of times we will have a taxable account, like a 401k or a traditional IRA, and our income goes down. When that happens, that is a great time to convert those funds to a Roth IRA. What does that mean? I'll give you an example. Let's just say you have a 401k and you decide to work. We see this a lot with young professionals. You decide to stay at home because you have children, or you decide to work only part-time because you now have children, or whatever that may be. You could take the 401k and put it into a traditional IRA, and then you can convert portions of it into a Roth IRA. And that's important because your tax rate is really low because your income dropped. And so it gives you an opportunity to move some of those funds from a taxable account to a non-taxable account and save a ton of money in the long run. Last but not least, mistake number 5, and this is by far the most important thing that you can do. It's increasing how much you do and contribute over time. I'll give you an example. If you start investing $100 in a Roth IRA and you leave it there for 40 years, and you're just doing that $100 a month every month for 40 years, that's $350,000. If you start doing the same thing and then once a year, you increase how much you're doing to that Roth IRA by $25 a month. So you do $100 a month this month and this year, and then next year you up it to $125 per month, and the next year you do $150 per month. It ends up being $1.2 million during that same time period. So extremely important to increase that dollar amount. And in fact, it's important to, in the general financial management strategy, to increase the funds, not just to your Roth IRA, but to what we call our second category of money, money for future you. And it's such an important topic that the next thing that you should do is watch this video on financial management.